Hey everyone, Stephanie with you today. I'm so excited to show you another awesome project for SugarPea Design because this video is part of our fourth birthday bash blog up. So it's SugarPea's anniversary and I'm thrilled to be able to be part of this blog up. So for this project, I really wanted something smooth and I decided to go with what I call my favorite set of the latest release. Well, of course, I'm behaved because I love them all, but hey. So I took out the Better Together stamp set. It's an awesome set that has some milk bottle, jam, a little cookie, and so I definitely wanted to play with it. And it's coordinating SugarCut. So I decided to stamp it onto some cryogen white cardstock, then colored it with my Copic markers. And then I went along and colored some very light shading on our little characters. So nothing complicated, 2-3 colors. They'll be listed on the blog. So and below this video on YouTube. So don't even worry about taking notes of them. So once it was colored, it took us very short amount of time. I decided to tape the sugar cuts down to and then ran them through my Gemini, so my electronic die cut machine. I did that on offset off camera because you didn't need to see this. And then I decided to move on to our panel. So the card base is going to be an A2 card base. So I took out white piece of 100 pound cardstock and I trimmed it to 4 inches by 5¼ inches because I really want to do some inked background. So I took out some Ranger ink. You don't have to use these. You can definitely do this technique with other inks. I just think that these inks are very easy to play with, and lately I've been playing with them all the time. So here we are. We're playing with some yellow, orange, pink, and red. So the yellow is called squeezed lemon. The orange is carved pumpkin. The pink one is picked raspberry. And then the gorgeous red tone is called candied apple. So I'm simply smushing them, blending them lightly on my panel. So lightly trying to blend them together, not over blending because I do want to see all the different layers. So I started from light to dark because I think it's easier this way in order to still have your light shade once you're done, because or else you just keep building the ink and then it gets darker. So now that our background is done, I'm going to take some spraying bottles. So I spray some water in my hand and then simply sprayed it with my fingers on top of our background. Why doing this? Well, because since it's still wet, with a paper towel or paper tissue, you can remove the excess of ink, created this awesome oxide background that I just love. And it took us, what, maybe 1 or 2 minutes to do this entire background. So I think it's a very nice technique for you guys who don't always have the time or want to simply play with inks. So once that was done, I layered it on my card base, and then I die cut a little black cardstock banner that is from our birthday die cut set. And then I'm so happy because it matches the length of my sentiment. So I decided to white emboss "Have a Sweet Birthday" on this little banner. So I first put down some anti-static powder so that not everything is going to stick to our banner, and then I'm dipping it into some white embossed powder from Wow Embossing Powder. And because there will still be some residues, I'm going to take a dry brush and then simply remove the excess where I don't want to have the powder. This is a little trick that you can use when you have a little boo-boo and you don't want it to be embossed later on. So it's how you can fix your mistakes. But again, you don't really do mistakes in card making or scrapbooking. So unless you're clumsy like me and you have to go and retrieve your banner. As you can see, I'm not very good with holding something, but hey, life happens. So once our banner is completely done, I'm going to layer some foam tape behind everything. So I'm and excuse me, my flu is hitting me hard today. So I'm going to adhere the inked background to our A2 card base. So this is a 4¼ inches by 5½ inches card base. Then I'm going to add some foam tape behind our little banner that we just embossed. I'm going to place it at the bottom left of the card because I want the focus to be at that point. And then I'm going to stick some little squares behind the characters. So you have the milk bottle, you have the jam pot, you have the biscuit, the cookie, and I'm just going to place them the way I feel. So you don't have to place them from the tallest to the shortest. It's just how I felt at that time. And I'm struggling at removing the little paper behind the foam tab, so sorry for that. As I said, I'm a very clumsy person. So my name shouldn't be Miss Nice World, it should be Clumsy Crafter. But anyway, that's another story. So once that's done, we're almost over with our project. I'm just going to add a few dots in terms of tree here and there with some Nuvo Simply White drops by Tonic Studio. And that's going to be it. You could put some sequins or whatever. So make sure you up along our blog. We're so happy to have you, and happy anniversary!